Hi, I'm Philip Aguirres, the owner of the Old Surrey restaurant, and we're celebrating 100 years of the Burkart House. We're doing that with a few videos, and today I have the pleasure of interviewing my parents, of all things. This is my father, Valentine, and my mother, Leslie, and I'm going to ask them a few questions and see if we get a background of how the Old Surrey came about. So I'll start off with my father. Where were you born?
Spain, in a little town in the Basque Country.
Called?
It's called the town of the witches, Surrey.
And that's obviously in the north on the Pacific coast there.
Yeah, in the Pyrenees, and it's by the sea, by the sea, in the Pyrenees.
Close to San Sebastian.
Close to San Sebastian, Pamplona, where they have the run of the bulls. That is our little province.
So Spanish roots.
Yes.
Are obviously our last name, Aguirre, being Spanish.
Yeah.
So
Basque.
you
Really
always talk fondly about learning French in France, and obviously you owned a French restaurant.
I did my apprenticeship in the Basque Country in a little town called Saint-Jean-de-Luz, right by the sea, where they have tons of tourists and they have beautiful hotels and they do beautiful food. That's where I learned how to cook.
Well, Canada is a long way from Spain. How did that come about? How did you come over? How did you immigrate to Canada?
After I finished my apprenticeship and all that, so...
What year was that?
66. That's when they, 1966, that's when they was advertising cooks for the Expo 67 in Montreal. So I finished my season in the Basque Country there in 66, and I come to Canada for the Expo in the end of 66. I wanted to make sure that I was here early enough that I could find the apartments and the work and things like that. So I come to Montreal and I work in Montreal in the Expo, and I work in the Queen Elizabeth.
That's pretty prestigious, Queen Elizabeth Hotel.
Yes, very prestigious.
So you were head chef there?
No, I was just a number. Just a number. We was like 300 cooks. So I was just, but it was a tremendous place to learn because they do everything from the scratch, and they have all the equipment, they have all the best food that you can buy. You have the best people working for you, and you are working with the best people. So they have so much knowledge, and so much people from all over the world, from Germany to France to Switzerland, Italy.
So
everywhere.
back in the 60s, Expo was a big thing.
One of the biggest things in Canada. That was the year that Canada make 100 years. It was the centennial year.
And
67.
And what were you guys making? What were the big dishes that you were putting out?
For Expo?
In the Queen Elizabeth, well,
For Expo.
in the Expo it was a French-Canadian pavilion, and we did like a tortilla québécoise. We did pea soup. We did pig feet and boulet of viande. We did, it was a very old Quebec dishes. That I did not know much of them until I started cooking in the Quebec pavilion.
One of my favorite stories to hear and talk about is that the fact that you had two jobs.
Yes, because when I was in France, I used to work from morning to night. You come to Canada, you only work 8 hours. That was just half a day. So I was ambitious and I wanted to move on. So I worked 2 jobs. I used to work 8 hours in one place and 8 hours in the other place.
I look forward to telling my kids that they should be working 18 hours to make ends meet.
Yes, because I did, sometimes you work 8 hours in one place, 8 hours in the other one, and I used to, lots of night, I will do 2 hours of overtime, because nobody wanted to close the place. So I volunteer, or they'll take you, one of them, you have to do it. So that was 18 hours in one day, and then by the time you do the traveling.
Lots of time to learn your trade, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's how you got your start in Montreal, from a little town called Surrey to all the way to Montreal, to Canada, and immigrated. So
Yes.
a great Canadian story.
Yes. Then I wanted to learn English, and I couldn't speak English then. So
well, luckily Quebec had French, and you got to start off with a language that you're familiar with.
yes.
That's our story for today. We're celebrating 100 years at the Burkart House. See you next time.